I am making a crispy salmon fried rice that you can make in about 15 minutes if your rice is already cooked. I'm using whole grain rice, which I always use. I've cooked it already for 20 minutes, but it is a brilliant way to use up any leftover rice that you may have. I've got an egg, spring onions, some lovely fresh salmon fillets, but you could use prawns, you could use chicken if you want to, or a little bit of pancetta, chilli, frozen peas, broccoli, which is so good for you, ginger and garlic. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up all my ginger, crush my garlic, slice up the spring onions and the chilli, and then I'm going to saute them down in a frying pan for about 2 to 3 minutes. My frying pan is on nice and hot, and I'm putting in my spring onions, ginger, garlic and chilli to saute for a couple of minutes. And then I chopped up all my broccoli into small little pieces like that. Now I do have a lot of broccoli because I'm trying to be super healthy. So you could use half of that if you want to, or you could use French beans or asparagus, like any green vegetable that you want to use, but these need to saute first before I pop in the broccoli. The broccoli and peas were cooking for 2 to 3 minutes, and they're lovely and crisp and tender. So I'm transferring them to a plate, and then I'm going to cook the fresh salmon fillets. So use the same frying pan, less wash up, pop it over that heat, and then I'm going to put a little bit of oil in there, and then grab my salmon fillets and just pop them in. I still got the skin on, because what I'm going to do is cook them for a minute on each side, and then I'm going to remove the meat of the fish from the skin, and then flake them all up and pop them on top of this, and then I'm going to pop the rice in. I pulled the skin off the salmon while it was cooking, and then just broke it up into little pieces. And I did cook it for an extra couple of minutes, so it was completely cooked through. So it was about 4 minutes in total. And then I'm just going to pop all these on top of those lovely green vegetables. And then next, using the same pans, all the lovely flavours from the vegetables and the salmon. You discard the skin, give it to your doggies. I am going to crisp up the cooked rice. The rice is frying up nicely, and I'm pushing it over to one side. I get 1 egg, pop it into the side here, and then using my spoon, I just scramble it. Just keep going until it all scrambles. And once it's scrambled then, you just mix it into the rice. But you can see it's already scrambled already. It goes quite fast. And then you just mix that all into the rice, like that. And then I'm just going to pop this over it. Now these are all still warm, but if you wanted to, if you're worried about these getting cold, this was hot when I put everything on it. If you're worried about this getting cold, you could just put it into a little warming oven to keep it all warm. So I'm going to pop all these on top. I love stir-fried rice. And then next, I'm going to get some soy sauce. Sprinkle it all over. You could add in some lime as well if you wanted to. It would be delicious. And then get these two, and then just toss everything together. Yum. I like serving this on a platter because you can really do lots of it, and then everybody help themselves. This serves 2 very generous portions. But you could do it for 1, and you could do it for 8 if you wanted to, depending on how many people you are eating. there we go, my crispy salmon stir-fried rice.